Music.
Go for launch.
Yeah. Full court press. CJ. Yeah, what we talking about? 94 feet, crossover bodies, dropping J's up. Players this elite, your shots on body blocking halftime. We break it down, we gon' call your bluff, it's past time. You recognize, boy, press. We got the heat down in Florida with the keys. Yes, we the best. Magic, we flash with them fans, listen, won't see the best. Show rise from the airwaves like all stars in them stairways. Local rockin', we not stopping, got hot topics like every day. Them trades hit that deadline, my team chasing the big range. We ball, check that headline. Don't mess it up when you pick teams. The only station giving y'all that info with that real talk. Don't be trying to contest it. Go toe to toe and get wheeled off. We shooting from deeper than that report from the bleachers. If you ain't on your game, then we got something to teach you. Tie your laces up, might get shook up out of them sneakers. That triple threat, bless your eardrum straight out of your speakers. Go from that black top to the hardwood. Locker room to that press day. Got the scoop on them contracts, new prospects and best plays. NBA defined by the grind in between the lines. Full court pressing, finessing, read the signs. What we talking about? 94 feet, crossover bodies, dropping J's up. Players this elite, your shots on body.
Good morning, basketball world. This is the Around the Association podcast, and this is the Wednesday edition of the podcast. This is the best place to find everything and anything and everything going on in the NBA on a daily basis to the December 19th edition of the show. And I'm your host, Danny Thompson, checking in with you live here on iHeartRadio, as well as Spreaker, Spotify, and every place you're going to find great podcasts everywhere. Also, at the same time, follow me on Twitter at DannyDA and wide number 3 Thomas on Twitter, as well as Around the Association's Facebook page, which is aroundtheassociation.com, and the pretty soon the brand new and updated Around the Association.com, as well as every other place you're going to find basketball content from myself as well, too. So, the NBA last night had a quiet night. I know we were off on the podcast yesterday, so we didn't really have a chance to talk about things from Tuesday. Tuesday was a lighter night in the NBA, but like Monday, of course, there was a streak ending on last night. And the streak was ended by the Indiana Pacers that ended the LA Lakers 14-game road winning streak last night out in Indianapolis. It was a huge game by the Pacers. They got a big effort from almost a lot of guys on the floor, Domantas Sabonis included. And they just shut down the Lakers last night. It's kind of the same way that Milwaukee had a chance on Monday night to extend their winning streak to potentially tie the record on Thursday night against the Lakers. So the Lakers and Bucks game on Thursday still have every bit of a high meaning when it comes to what goes on around the league. But of course, it won't be 2 winning streaks going on. Last night, the Indiana Pacers took care of business at home last night over the LA Lakers 105-102 last night. Holding LeBron James to 0-6 shooting from the floor last night to only have 20 points last night. It wasn't James's best effort. The Lakers didn't even have Anthony Davis available. So it was really more of a maintenance game. Like I said, Domantas Sabonis had 26 points and 10 rebounds. This was a huge win for the Pacers, a team that needed not just a spark, but just find something to get this thing going. Sabonis had 26 points. Malcolm Brogdon broke a tie with 36 seconds left with a nice, sweet reverse layup. Like I said, it ended the Lakers' 14-game winning streak. LeBron had 20 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. He missed 3-pointer late to give the Lakers a chance to tie the game, and they couldn't get any shots down the stretch. Lakers had taken control of the game, up by 4 late in the fourth quarter. Midway through the fourth quarter, but it was like I said, the Pacers just not giving up, showing the will to win. This is a type of win that can spark an entire season for the Pacers. It was a night where everybody for the Pacers that were on the floor almost contributed. Like I said, they got 26 and 10 from Sabonis. You got 14, 5 rebounds, 6 assists from Malcolm Brogdon. They had 10 points from TJ McConnell off the bench. TJ Warren had 12. All 4 of the 5 starters from double figures. The only one that didn't was Jeremy Lamb. He only played, but Lamb only played 14 minutes last night and contributed 3 steals in the game. Once again, Lakers had 20 points from Dwight Howard and LeBron James in the game. Howard had 20 points and 6 rebounds off the bench and throwing a couple blocks. Rajon Rondo had 7.7 rebounds and 7 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists in the game as well, too. So it was a lot of wonderful things the Lakers had going for them last night as well, too. So around the NBA, let's go ahead and catch you back up what you missed last night around the league. We'll start from top to bottom. Out in Charlotte, 23 points and 10 rebounds from Malik Monk. Ruined the return of De'Aaron Fox. Hornets went at home 110 to 102. Hornets have won 4 of the last 5 games. And the wonderful thing for the Hornets last night was Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier struggled from the floor for the second consecutive game, and you got Monk, who scored 14 of a season-high 23 in the fourth quarter, knocked down 5 huge shots perfect in the fourth quarter. And like I said, Cody Zeller, 17 points, 9 rebounds. Bismack Biyombo, another double-double. The Hornets now 13-17. So this team is showing still a lot of fight for a team that, I had at the beginning of the season, a team that was expected to make the playoffs. Give Monk, like I said, all the credit. He had a huge, like I said, the fourth quarter. He had 8 straight points in the fourth quarter, knocked down a couple 3-pointers. It pretty much put the Hornets and pushed them ahead. Devontae Graham knocked down a couple more 3-pointers to give them a 10-point lead midway through the fourth quarter. Monk, like I said, had 10 rebounds in the game, had a huge putback dunk. Like I said, this was all Malik Monk tonight. And I know Hornets fans have been waiting to see Monk. He's been up and down throughout his Hornets career, but tonight is one of the reasons why the Hornets use a lottery pick on this guy, because he can score, he can fill the basketball up. Fox's first game back, 29 minutes, 19 points, 8 assists. He was flying up and down the court. The shot was a little bit erratic at times, but he's still one of the best point guards in the league. And trust me, once he gets himself back going, the Sacramento Kings are a completely different team. Marvin Bagley, who plays college ball at Duke, 14 points and 7 rebounds off the bench for the Kings as well, too. Other games on Monday night, you had Tuesday night out in New York. The Knicks won a game and beat the Hawks and beat them badly at home. The Knicks have been a team that's been getting destroyed at home. Last night they did it themselves. 143-120. RJ Barrett had 27 points. Mitchell Robinson had a double-double, 23 points and 13 rebounds. Hawks have lost 5 straight games in a row. Barrett's 27 was a career high. And the Knicks look like a team that actually wanted to do something. The Knicks have won since the coaching change. They're 3-3 under Mike Miller, but won 3 of their last 4 games since their 10-game losing streak. So you got to give Mike Miller a lot of credit to get this team playing in the right direction. Like I said, the 27 from Barrett, 22 and 13, which is career high points wise for Robinson, and Marcus Morris had 22 for the Knicks. This might be a completely different team, but this is might be a different coach, but this Knicks team is fighting at a completely different level. On the Hawks side of things, they got 42 points from Trae Young and 8 assists. Listen, the Hawks are not, they're going to be better. I know Hawks fans are getting upset more and more about the day. Just remember, John Collins will be back very soon. And when John Collins when Collins gets back, it's going to be a different team. Collins will be back right before Christmas. It'll be the perfect Christmas gift. He's missed 23 of the 25 games. He's expected to return on December 23rd. Jazz will be playing the Hawks will be hosting Utah on Thursday night. Like I said, John Collins' second to last game before the suspension's over. This was really, like I said, this game last night was really about the Knicks getting on a big run in the first quarter and just drilling them. Hawks were shooting 42% at the break, and the 26-5 run and to start from starting from the first quarter into the second pretty much put the Hawks away. Hawks are now 6-22 in the season. Out in Brooklyn, the Nets took care of business in Brooklyn. The Pelicans lost 22 straight games in a row. Nets 108-101 over the Pelicans. Spencer Dinwiddie knocked down 31 points, including a big part in overtime. Listen, the Nets were going to lose this game, and the Nets are going to keep themselves above water. Like I said, there's one of these teams kind of like what Phoenix has done. What Atlanta was trying to do was keep their head above water until their best player or two comes back. The Nets have still been doing it without Kyrie Irving and Karis LeVert, who should both be back very soon. Pelicans lost 13 straight games in a row. This was a Nets team that played very well defensively last night. Besides the 31 from Dinwiddie, they got 24 from Joe Harris. And the thing with the Nets was they struggled. They only shot 41% from the floor and missed 28 of their 39 3-pointers in the game. But give the Nets a lot of credit with their defensive side of the ball, because guess what? The Pelicans missed 71 of their 108 shots, and there was a struggle. Brandon Ingram led the Pelicans last night, 22 points and 10 rebounds. Josh Hart had 14 points, 9 rebounds off the bench. And the much maligned Drew Holiday is among trade rumors right now, 21 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds for the Pelicans. Out in Utah last night, Bojan Bogdanovic and Donovan Mitchell both knocked down 30 points. Rudy Gobert controlled the interior with 19 rebounds as the Utah Jazz took care of the Orlando Magic 109-102, and the Magic's road trip continues. Really, this game was a back and forth affair, and then Donovan Mitchell had a huge dunk over Nikola Vucevic and pretty much changed the entire game around. The Jazz woke up, and the Jazz used that dunk to pretty much spurt themselves past the Magic. The Magic are still struggling. The good news is that the Magic have Vucevic back. The bad news is they got to start one of these games. This road trip is huge for the Magic. Mitchell finished the game with 30 points once again. Jazz were 16-11. Jazz closed out the game with a 19-5 run. Jazz won 3 straight games in a row. For the Magic, they were led by last night. On the scoring end, Evan Fournier once again 19 points. DJ Augustine off the bench had 22 points and 4 rebounds off the bench for the Magic last night. What hurt the Magic last night, to be honest with you, well, Aaron Gordon shot 3 of 9 last night. Defensively, he played pretty well, pretty all right. But the thing was, he was a minus 12 defensively. Really, it was just the Orlando not executing down the stretch, not hitting shots down the stretch. Give the Jazz a lot of credit because the Magic are one of the best defensive teams in the league and be able to score 109 points. The Magic is a good thing for the Jazz last night. DJ kept them in the game, had 14 in the fourth quarter. They just couldn't make plays. They tried, could not make plays because the Jazz were even up as much as 17 in the third quarter. So it was the Magic fought. Not enough left in the tank. And finally, good news for Suns fans is DeAndre Ayton's back in the lineup. Bad news was his first game back is against the Clippers. Clippers dragged the Suns last night, 120-99. The Clippers had a huge game from Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. George had 24, Leonard had 20. This is the Clippers team that was upset because guess what? They lost to the Suns a couple weeks ago. Only person missing from the Suns lineup, for the Clippers lineup was JaMychal Green, and outside of that, they had everybody else in rhythm. Clippers coming out their road trip when they went 4-2. This is a Clippers team, like I told you, that probably arguably is the best team in the Western Conference. Sorry, Laker fans. It is what it is. Clippers had a stretch of the game where they moved it from a 5-point game to a 21-point game. The two big guns from the Clippers scored 18 points in that 32-16 run to put this game away at that point. In DeAndre Ayton's first game back, you can tell the rust was there, 18 points, 12 rebounds. He had 3 assists. At the same time, it's been his first game. Like I said, he missed 25 games with suspension. The offense changed a little bit, but like I said, he'll get himself back into the rhythm. Now, mind you, the Suns didn't have Devin Booker, who was unavailable. Got 19 points from Kelly Oubre. Clippers got a huge game from Lou Williams, 20 points, 8 rebounds off the bench. Montrezl Harrell, 15 points, 5 rebounds on the game for the Suns. So, let's see for the Clippers. So, Wednesday night, busy night around the league. Let's go ahead and start with the top of the night. With the matchup of the night, of course, will be out in Philadelphia. The Miami Heat will try to end the Philadelphia 76ers home winning streak as they clash heads out in Wells Fargo. It starts 7 p.m. It's a 7 p.m. ESPN tip because, like I said, tonight is going to be a 9:30 ESPN. So just remember that. Even though games are free on League Pass as well too, but this is the game everybody's looking forward to tonight. Can the Sixers stay undefeated at home? Jimmy Butler will return back to Philadelphia again. Expect the Boo Birds everywhere. This might be a Josh Richardson blow-up game tonight, too, for the Sixers. We're not sure if Al Horford will be in the line for the Sixers. They need all the help they can get. Bam Adebayo is playing at an all-star level. So let's go over the other games, top to bottom, off the top of the list. The Hornets are looking to take care of their back-to-back and also win their 5th game in 6 nights. They take on the Cavs. Kevin Love is still in the middle of trade rumors, and the Cavs backcourt is still letting people score on them. This should be the game where Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham should break out of their shooting slump combined. In Detroit, Dwayne Casey gets to take on his former team as the Raptors take on the Pistons. The Pistons need every bit of scoring help they can find. Raptors are still finding their rhythm back with Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry returning to the lineup. Norman Powell had a huge game on Monday night coming off the bench. Pistons wish they could have somebody come off the bench and score huge numbers other than Derrick Rose. Bulls and Wizards in a game that should be very entertaining. Wizards love to score the basketball. Bulls can't defend anybody. This should be fun. I expect Davis Bertans, who's one of the NBA's best shooters, to have a great game off the bench. This could be a Kobe White game. You know that Kobe White hasn't had a big scoring game, a huge scoring game off the bench. This could be one of them tonight because the Wizards have issues guarding people in the backcourt, especially at point guard position, because it's down to Ish Smith and a whole bunch of backups. In Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City Thunder is 2 games out of away from 500. The Memphis Grizzlies keep continuing to score points. This should be interesting. Thunder at home. Chris Paul and CP3 have been playing some really good basketball. The Thunder have to find ways to get Steven Adams to rebound the basketball other than the offensive end because he's really the main rebounding threat. Grizzlies have Ja Morant, who makes everything interesting. But don't forget about Brandon Clark and Jonas Valanciunas and then the high scoring of late, Jaren Jackson. And just remember, if Dylan Brooks scores over 20 points, the Grizzlies have a very good chance of winning. Out in Denver, the Magic continue their road trip on a back-to-back to take on the Denver Nuggets. This is not a good matchup for the Magic, especially on a back-to-back playing at high altitude. The Nuggets are one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, so if you expect defense, this is the game you're going to see it in. Both teams are top 5 defensively, and don't forget, Will Barton among plus minus guys in the entire league, he is in the top 5. He's in the same category as guys like LeBron James, Giannis, among others. Yeah, he's been phenomenal on the plus minus side of things. That means he gets it done when he's on the court. This could be a Michael Porter Jr. sighting tonight, guys. Just be on the heads up. Out in Dallas, the other game on ESPN tonight, Celtics and Mavericks. Listen, Dallas went in on Monday night without Luka and took care of the LA Lakers. Can they knock down another elite team without Luka Doncic again tonight? Porzingis has best game as a Maverick, and Seth Curry had a huge game shooting the basketball. The Celtics are one of the best teams in the NBA, led by Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. 3 guys who are potential all-star candidates. Just remember, the Celtics play good defense, and Gordon Hayward is starting to find his health back. The Celtics had a few days to get him back acclimated, and just remember how good the Celtics were before Hayward hurt his hand in the first place. Final game of the night, out in Rip City, Blazers and Warriors. This should be an easy win for the Blazers tonight. The Warriors are pretty bad, even though they won the other night. The Warriors still can't find consistency because guess what? Teams are loading up on D'Angelo Russell. Like how I said that, huh? They're loading up on D'Angelo Russell, and it's not been a pretty sight. The Warriors, who were playing with so much passion, still been playing with it, but the talent's catching up with them. Blazers should use this game to springboard themselves to hopefully a winning streak starting at home. So we went over everything in the NBA for Tuesday night, also previewed Wednesday night. So we'll be back on Thursday morning. There's going to be a double podcast on Thursday morning. Yes, it's going to be a double podcast. Yes, the Lakers and Bucks have both lost in their last game, but I will do an exclusive preview of the game as a separate podcast tomorrow. On top of that, we'll preview the other 3 games on the other podcast, and also preview the weekend as we get ready for a wonderful basketball weekend. Because like I said, there's 4 games on the Thursday schedule, but I will do a special Lakers and Bucks extensive breakdown preview as well too. So follow me on Twitter at DannyDANY, the number 3 times on Twitter, as well as Around the Association on Facebook and AroundTheAssociation.com. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Also, download the podcast, subscribe to it, pass to it all your friends. Like I said, we're here to do everything for you on the basketball side of things. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the double podcast on Around the Association. My man Cam James and Trackaholics will catch you guys on the way out. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Trackaholic music.
Yeah. Full court pressure. CJ. Yeah.